This week on Destination Now, we go to Everglades National Forest.
Make sure you click that like button and subscribe. It's going to be a blast, I guarantee it. Make sure you stay tuned until the end of this episode. We'll have an exclusive Valentine's Day interview. And guys, don't miss out on my Valentine's Day recipe that keeps you coming back for more.
Today we're taking an airboat tour with Down South Company through the Everglades. Come with us.
Wherever I go, I will always know everything I need is right here with me. It's time to let it all go, no matter who knows anything about me now. I'm ready to see what life's got for me. I got one thing left to say.
Our airboat captain and tour guide Alex was amazing. He was part of a 6th-generation Everglades City family and learned how to maneuver one of these unique boats at a very early age. Airboats are extremely loud, so two-way communication headsets are provided for narration from your captain and questions from you.
It doesn't matter where you go. If you can get a generational local guide to show you around, you will enjoy a valuable perspective that most tourists completely miss.
On our tour, we learned that we are currently on the freshwater side of the Everglades, which differs from most other airboat tours that can only run on the saltwater side due to state regulations. This means that we were experiencing the true grasslands, or the river of grass as they call it. Nick and I felt like we were on a wetland safari, spotting great white egrets, white ibis, and a ton of red dragonflies hiding in the tall grass. What I enjoyed most about this particular company is that they do their best to keep the wildlife wild. There are no forced interactions with the animals. Each captain will take his or her crew on a different trail every time they go out, so no two tours will necessarily see the same thing. Also, this keeps other airboats from distracting your personal tour. Alex took us to a few of his favorite spots, which were simply breathtaking.
Riding an airboat through the swamps is an eye-opening experience. Performance rigs can reach speeds up to 135 miles an hour. It's easy to see why these horsepower monsters were an essential tool for running contraband into the lower 48. A skilled and experienced captain could outrun an opponent in a matter of seconds and take cover in the bush.
Then, of course, we had to do what every airboat tour is best known for, searching for gators. The hunt was on. And, of course, Alex was the master. He spotted gators we were completely oblivious to. We were staring directly at them and still didn't notice them until they moved. While there were no record-breaking Goliath gators to see this time, it was still fun to watch the 3 to 4 footers in their natural habitat.
So part of me, I was down and out, and nothing seemed to come out.
It's fun. Come try
We're
an
having a
airboat.
blast. This is cool.
Try an airboat when you come out to Florida.
Very unique experience, for sure.
I got hit in the throat by one of those dragonflies.
Oh yeah, don't smile. You'll pick up bugs.
Right in the teeth.
I don't need lunch anymore.
Alright, just open your mouth. As our tour came to an end, we were thrilled to have had this experience. It was a ton of fun, and we learned so much about the swampy marshlands in the Everglades city. A big thank you to Down South Airboats and Alex for an amazing day. If you're ever in the area, we suggest you book yourself an airboat tour at least once in your lifetime.
So we just got done doing the airboat tour. You're so much shorter than me, Jaclyn. It's really annoying.
I'll try to
We just got done doing the airboat tour. What'd you think, Jaclyn? I had fun.
It was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of things we couldn't see on our paddle boards, so highly recommend it. It's good company.
Welcome to the Everglades. So these little flies are freaking everywhere. Last night I was trying to take pictures of the camper in the dark, and these guys were flying all around my head. They were just buzzing in my ear. Oh dude, it's driving me crazy. Get away from me. Ah!
I'm just gonna stay 2 feet behind you at all times. So this may look like solid ground in the camera, but it actually is water down there with a bunch of plants floating on top of it and growing in it. It's called periphyton. Swampy. Go down there. Oh yeah, there's a snake. There's a red snake down there.
There's lots of trails in here. If you guys haven't been here, you should really come check it out. This place is like on the level of Yosemite. It's pretty cool. Go figure, I mean, it's a national park.
Oh, this feels so good. It's like warm, with a nice cool breeze. This is my favorite. Driving with the windows down and the weather just right.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you.
Okay, so we moved farther into the national park. We're now touring around Westlake Trail.
I'm in heaven. This place is beautiful.
So far there is a million times more spiders on this trail.
Oh man, there's spiders everywhere.
There's spiders
around
on
here.
top of spiders on top of spiders though. Like if you look down on a spider web, you'll see like layers of different spiders below it. I see 4 layers of spider webs here with 4 separate spiders in them. Make that 5.
If you're not one for creepy crawly things, this is probably not the place for you. There are spiders and lizards and snakes. Oh my. and the stuff that's bigger than that will eat ya.
It's not like scary though. As you can see, the boardwalk paths are cleared. They're through the jungle though, so if you're tall or the first one in the morning, probably beware.
I'm here to stay every single day. Yeah. So hold me tight through
The first trail we went on, the Mahogany Hammock Trail, appeared to be more of a freshwater. It was around freshwater lakes. We are now closer to the ocean, so there's more mangroves out here. That's why mangroves are relentless. They'll just sprout roots anywhere and just direct it down towards water. Over anything and under anything. Create their own islands. It's crazy.
I just feel so lucky.
It appears the hurricane took out the boardwalk. Not a loop anymore.
We're pretty skilled hikers, but we ain't that skilled. We'd have to be swimming that. And I don't really want to swim in this water.
Too many gators and too many spiders. And we saw a snapping turtle earlier, so I like my appendages where they're at. Sweating. It's humid.
There's currently snow falling across the country in places that don't normally get snow, and Jaclyn's out here getting too hot.
I can't believe you love me.
We got us a nice little spot over here at the Flamingo Resort. This place is awesome. The weather's perfect. Look at the sky. Isn't that beautiful?
We found this hiking trail at the backside of the Flamingo campsite. It's called the Coastal Hiking Trail. It's not groomed at all. It's very overgrown. We already climbed under a tree to get in here. It's not paved either, but it's pretty. So we're gonna take the short loop.
I'm speechless. I'm utterly speechless. It's totally gorgeous.
Everything is reaching out and touching me. Touching you. Touching me.
Sweet Caroline. Da, da, da.
It's so peaceful and quiet out here, unlike the other trails. But it is a little bit harder of a walk for people who would have trouble with brush on the ground. All of a sudden you get this salty breeze and we found the ocean. Look at that crazy root system. The things plants have to do to survive in these extreme ecosystems.
And that's beautiful. We don't get this back in California, man. This is really neat. Enjoying it.
Kind of cool and eerie all at the same time.
That's the Gulf of Mexico. And then you'll find the Keys. I don't know which Keys those are, but those are the Keys over there. And just on the other side of those Keys is the Atlantic Ocean. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, my love.
Valentine's Day. We're in a beautiful place with good weather. Got our little family together. Can't ask for much more.
To making it almost to the Keys.
To the Keys.
To the Keys, baby. The keys to life and love and happiness.
So, I was asking you before, what were your expectations on what the Everglades were going to be like?
Oh, I had no idea what the Everglades were. I had heard the term before, I had heard the name. I never pay attention. So, like, I didn't know if it was some mountains up in...
Or you didn't even know the location of it?
I didn't even know if it was in America. I had
Where it
no
was
idea.
located.
I knew that there was...
Okay. So when we got to
Everglades.
Florida and you knew there were Everglades here, did you have any thoughts before entering the park?
I was a little bit confused as to what we were going to do because I thought the Everglades were in the mountains.
Okay.
And because I confused them
Like
with the Palisades, which then I realized it was swamplands, and then I remembered watching the movie Gone Fishing, and I think they went into the Everglades. A lot of that film was shot down there.
Shot in Everglades City, which is
Right.
on the outskirts of the Everglades.
Right.
I imagine the Everglades to be like the swampy lands of Louisiana on the bayou, just hundreds of miles of just swamplands, which it kind of is in areas, but not to like the same extent. I imagine more like the big trees and the standing water and
Right.
just like gators everywhere and snakes hanging from the trees and just a mass amount of wildlife, like birds chirping all the time, kind of like Amazon noises, you know, without monkeys, but it's peaceful and quiet and you don't notice much wildlife, and that may be because it's wintertime and maybe they're just gone. The water levels are different in the summer. We hear it flood in the summer. And gators are hard to find, actually.
Yeah,
Unless they're at your back
surprisingly,
door.
I figured there'd just be a sea of them everywhere. Just be like all hanging out. They've killed a lot of gators.
They're invasive to people, and when people feel threatened, they kill things, yes. We saw three little, like 3 or 4 footers on our airboat tour. We paddled up to a 5-footer and a probably 7 or 8 footer.
Yeah,
on
it
our
was
paddleboards.
definitely a 7 or 8 footer.
I think that was a crocodile. We were in salty water. There's just a lot more diversity here than I thought. Like, we're sitting in a grassy field, which is probably man-made. It was probably burned and recreated for camping.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But so we hiked 3 trails today. We saw palm trees, we saw mangroves, and then we hiked through some sort of like succulent plants.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't even know because we don't have it in California. Within the 30 miles that we drove and hiked, each hike was extremely unique. Like, we didn't see the same thing twice.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot more than lizards and one little snake. Not what I imagined. Definitely, people have been here for a while. Is probably what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. Now it's been
man.
inhabited by people. Everybody coming to see it,
Yeah,
and they
no
need to
kidding.
clear space so they feel safe. And
They
we're very
don't,
invasive. They were saying on the airboat tour that, what was it? Was it the army came through? Somebody came through
Yeah.
and just trenched it, trying to change the
Well, they were going
terrain.
to develop it.
Yeah, they were rerouting all of the water that comes down here to make it habitable for people, which is kind of ridiculous if you look at the weather cycles, but people do what people want.
Yeah.
And then they realized it was so unique to the world. There's no other place like it.
Well, could you imagine if they
Fuck with
had developed it, though? That would be like some of the most expensive real estate you could get in the Florida area.
It would have completely devastated the wildlife. The Everglades would
true.
not be the Everglades anymore.
But they would have made millions.
There'd be this tiny little park,
Yeah.
not this massive park that you can drive
Yeah.
to for 60 miles and I mean, that's the only part you can drive through and see. Like, there's more to it. It's the
Right.
whole bottom half of Florida.
No, I totally agree with you.
Like, they would have
I'm really glad
kept
that
expanding and expanding, and there would be this little tiny park in the corner, and all these animals would have nowhere to go, like they do with everything else. So I'm glad somebody noticed it was unique and different and saved it
Yeah.
for me
Yep.
to come see.
And me and you. So, is this your little girl's Valentine's Day dream come true? Sitting on
I never have an expectation for Valentine's.
expectations.
I like, you know, I like seeing animals being out in nature and the beach, and like I got it all wrapped in one.
Sweet.
From my loving husbands.
I do my best.
Through the night. I follow you.
So back when Jaclyn and I first started dating, I could barely afford to pay rent, let alone eat well. Jaclyn would come over and I would make her a nice spaghetti dinner with wine and salad. Much to her surprise, when she started eating her nice spaghetti that I had made her, I had used hot dogs as meatballs. I also made mac and cheese with hot dogs and steak and potatoes, and that was it. That was all I ever made her. This Valentine's Day, she was reminiscing and she asked me if I could make this for her again. And so here we are in the middle of the Everglades, eating hot dogs and mac and cheese. Oh, how far we've come. The way to making really good hot dogs and mac and cheese. Number one, you tell good stories while you're cutting up your hot dogs. And number two, you use real cheese. A little bit more of the good stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is the good stuff. That's a lot of cheese. You heard it. She said it. That's a lot of cheese. Oh yeah, look at that. Goodness. And because we live in a camper, we're gonna eat it right out of the pot. Oh yeah.
Thanks, baby.
Still works like a charm. Yeah.
Put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. It really helps us continue our adventures. Please click that like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see some more content.
Shoot us a comment. Let us know where you'd like to see us go. See you next week.
Later.
This moment, can we stay here
You pull out a booger and like dangle it in the sunlight so we can still like that.